Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. Speaking of the daily Discord updates, yesterday we posted like 1 million of them. So if you want to understand what's going on in the market, definitely check out the memberships. Also, speaking of the memberships, we made some changes to the gold memberships. From now on, the gold members and the platinum members will get one bonus weekly altcoin video every single week. So, they get to choose together, and whatever, outcome we get, that's what I'm gonna cover on the channel only for them. And yeah, if you want bonus content, check out the gold membership. And right now, let's see what Cardano is doing. And I'm gonna start on the 1 hour chart again. As you can see, we are still in a fourth wave move down. We did not quite get to the 50% support level, and I think we're gonna do this extremely soon, just because, we dropped below the moving average on the 1 hour RSI, and I told you this on the Discord server, I think somewhere here. Yeah, I told you this, but dropping below it could result in another low, and as you can see right here, we were above it. I told you that we need to stay above it, and we did not, meaning that we are most likely dropping to 56.1 cents, and then we could go higher. I mean, this fourth wave move down still looks extremely healthy. It's still, a triangle, which is what a fourth wave is supposed to be, and yeah, it takes a bit longer, but I mean, it's still very good looking, and it's still an ABC down here, so we'll see if we get any type of reaction. If we do, the next target right now, let's say we actually, bottom at around 56.1 cents, the next target would be the fifth wave of this, very small 1, 2, 3, 4 setup. And that right now is at 61.6 cents. Of course, I'm going to continue adjusting this, but yeah, that's the target, and that's going to complete the first wave of a much larger 5-wave move to the upside. And these 5 waves that we are working on will pretty much be the exact same 5 waves that we had over here before we invalidated the entire 1-2 setup. So yeah, that's what we're working on right now. Now, if you go on the 4-hour chart, in case you want to, know more about the Elliot wave count, I mean, these 5 waves right here will only complete the first wave. Then we're gonna need a second wave move down, which is gonna be exactly like this, but hopefully not as, deep, and hopefully it does not get invalidated this time. And then we're gonna need a third wave, fourth wave, and fifth wave. And these 5 waves will confirm that this low right here is in, and that we are heading in a third wave of the third wave. So the third wave of the third wave, I mean, we are still waiting for that, obviously, but until we get 5 waves up, I cannot confirm that the low is in, and this could easily go a bit lower. I mean, this is a Y wave after all, and of course, if this is not a flat correction, then the Y wave will most likely have to, get to like 45 cents, maybe 40 cents, maybe even less than that. So that's not what we want to see. We obviously want to see the price go up, but if we cannot hold support right now, and by the way, if we cannot hold the 0.618 support level, which is pretty much the last support level, because after that we will turn the entire setup into a diagonal, and as you know, diagonals are not to be trusted. So if we do not hold this right now, we could, get another low, and I'm gonna have a target zone for that, but it's gonna be extremely low. And well, what Cardano needs to do right now is form 5 waves up, and even if we do, I mean, of course, that's gonna be bullish because it's gonna put us above this high right here, which is currently at 60.8 cents, and getting above this high will finally mean that Cardano has broken out of the downtrend, which is gonna be a good sign. But even if that happens, please, do not forget, the 5 waves up will be completed, meaning that we're gonna need an ABC down, and I talked about this yesterday, but I'm gonna give you a support zone for that once we get to my 5th wave targets. If we only get to like 61.6 cents for the 5th wave, the support zone is gonna look something like this. Let me actually adjust it. Of course, I'm not gonna keep it on the chart, but it's gonna be between 57.4 cents and 54.9 cents. And well, the second wave move down will obviously need to be an ABC, and we should react to maybe the 0.382 or the 50% extension. Usually we do not really drop to the 0.618, but Anyways, I'm not going to talk about that right now because we don't even have the first 5 waves. So, waiting for the ABC right now makes no sense. Also, if you go on the 4 hour right now, there's something to know. We dropped below the moving average right here, which could be a bad sign if we do not manage to get back above it. And even if we do get above it, at some point, I don't think we're going to get to the overbought territory because, well, the 5th wave is not really that high, but maybe we will get to the overbought territory, I don't know. And if we do, after that, it's going to be the perfect time to actually get in correction. And like I said, I'm going to give you a support zone for that. But other than that, we're still waiting for this to actually do something. And we're still waiting for the cross on the bull market support band. As you know, the cross is very bullish. If you don't know why, I can actually explain it because I have not talked about that in quite some time. So basically right here we had a cross, we went down for a couple of days, or actually we went sideways for a couple of weeks, and then we had a move to the upside that looked like this. This was a 300% move to the upside. And here as well we had a cross, we actually went down for a couple of weeks, and then we had this move which put us from 24 cents to about 81 cents. And here in the previous cycle it's the exact same thing. We had a cross, we went down, and then we went up. Of course this pump got stopped by the pandemic, but I think it would have continued going up if it weren't for the pandemic. And even here back in November or something, actually no, December of 2020, we had a cross, and then we went to pretty much the 3rd wave of the 3rd wave. And that's what we're waiting for again. As you know, Cardano never really had a cross and did not go up after that. So if history shows us anything, is that Cardano is very close to bottoming or has already found a bottom. Now, speaking of that, I need to go on the RSI right here on the daily. We are about to test the moving average. As you can see, we are actually at the moving average, and we should get a bounce right now, because if we do not, we're gonna drop below it, and this could be a bad sign. Speaking of the daily chart, if we drop below the moving average, that could put us in the oversold territory again, and if we do that, we could drop all the way down to the trend line, which right now is at about 47.4 cents, just to test, this, and maybe we bounce over there, but then again, maybe we don't, I don't know. And right now what I want to see from the market is the 5-wave up. Until we get that, we could always get another low, so please keep that in mind. Now going to the weekly chart, it's still the exact same pattern every single year. I don't know why people are surprised by this, but here we were also going sideways in June. We even went down in June, and even right here somewhere. So yeah, this, for example, this is a big drop. Here we went from like 38 cents to like 22 cents, and this was in June. This drop right here, I think somewhere here, here we were also going down in June, and right now we are going down in June again. So this is pretty normal, but we are waiting for the cross. And right now on the weekly chart, we are still below the moving average, so we need to get above that. And yeah, going to the monthly chart, we need to get above the moving average as well, and we need to actually close above it by the end of the month, because if we do not, it could be a bad sign. Of course, closing below it is not gonna tell us that yes, Cardano will go to like 20 cents, obviously not, but it's not gonna be a good sign if we do that. Could we recover? Yes, we could. Even here, we were below the moving average the entire time, and then we still have a move to the upside, and I think even here. So maybe this is what we're doing, but I don't really want to see ADA, go sideways for another couple of months, because that would be boring, but it is what it is. If it does happen, it's gonna be okay, because at the end of the day, Bitcoin dominance, it's still at cycle highs right now. It's at 65.6%. It continues going higher and higher. I want to go on the weekly for this, and yeah, right now we're about to test the trend line on the RSI right here on the weekly. As you can see, the RSI has been in a downtrend ever since we started the bull market on the Bitcoin dominance chart, and I think once we actually get to the trend line, we're gonna get rejected, and then we're gonna break below the moving average on the weekly, and that's gonna lead to a drop like we had over here. But obviously I'm expecting it to be even bigger than this, because, well, we need to get a correction on this chart. It has been going up for almost 3 years, so at some point it's gonna have to go down. That's just how charts work. And if you don't believe that, you're just gonna have to wait and see. Obviously, this is not financial advice, but if there is something to learn from Bitcoin dominance, is that it cannot really go up forever, no matter how you feel about it. So at some point, it's gonna have to go down. Now, going to the ADA Bitcoin chart, it's still at these lows right here where it was in the previous cycle, and maybe we're about to test these lows, which currently are at about 502 satoshis, and maybe we'll just get the exact same move. So if it does go a bit lower right now, it's okay, but I don't really want to see a break below 500 satoshis because that could be pretty bearish. So let's go and see the ADA dominance chart as well. I mean, as you can see, we're at the 0.786 support level, and we're also at the exact same pretty much percentages where we were in the previous cycle after forming a 1-2 setup like we have right now. So in the best case scenario, we get a bounce relatively soon, because if we do not, I mean, this could be bearish, and well, the last chance to actually get a bounce would be at the trend line right here. But you know, that's gonna put us very close to invalidating the entire 1-2 setup, and if we do that, it could be pretty bad. So we'll see what happens with this, and other than that, I mean, that's pretty much it. And other than that, I mean, that's all you need to know about Cardano in the short term. I'm gonna talk about the long term as well, but not today, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts, and if you want access to our daily Discord updates for only like $12 a month right now. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.